Last time on Metanoia Blues, the crew of the Ephemeral Chaos has left Scairn and is heading north, taking a detour towards the port of call for the Wind Whisperers, Blackrock. Along the way, our adventurers must contend with the perils of travel at sea, stormy weather, rogue elementals, territorial wyverns, and seasickness alike. As the weather clears and the sunset burns the evening sky, Luca spots a shape descending from the clouds and alerts the crew. It is a mysterious masked rider aboard a flying windsurf board. In a rush of air and surf, the rider cuts an arc around the bow of the Ephemeral Chaos. The keel kicks up a spray as it grazes the waves, slowing down hard as it lines side by side with the ship. The rider releases her grip on the sail and removes her helmet in one smooth motion, shaking out the long coiled braids of black hair. Her eyes are dark and sharp, and she fixes them on Willow Jenkins with a singular, burning focus. By the seas and skies. So it really is fucking you, Emma Brightwind declares.
I'm going to say if there was any doubt of who it was, there is an unmistakable big grin from the shifter on the boat. Yep, that's me.
Yeah. Luca and Varys are standing behind Willow. Luca has currently holding a bow, but no longer drawn. Just
ready to be drawn at a moment's notice if someone doesn't keep their hands to themselves.
Yeah. So Varys similarly not yet aggressive, but certainly ready. He has not drawn his sword, but he is resting a hand on it. And I believe you're tucked against like the inner wall of the hull, hiding just out of sight with a 25 stealth check.
Yes.
Cool.
And I do have my firearm in my hand, but it's down by my side, probably slightly behind my back, or under the coat. Under the coat.
Mm-hmm. Good. Emma is on her hovering sky surfer, about 60 feet away from the edge of the boat. She scrutinizes you.
Yo, can I make an insight check at this distance?
May I also make an insight check at this distance?
Yeah, everybody pop off insight checks who wants to, except for Anne, because I think you can't see her at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in my hiding position, so that means I'm not gonna poke my head out.
Oh, sorry. Can I roll again?
Ooh.
With the correct?
I think we have to take the one on the left.
No, I'm gonna roll again.
Sure, roll again.
I love you. Oh, just to spite me.
You don't get to cheat the system we've put in place, I'm afraid. The dice gods strike you down.
How rude.
I got a 10.
I got a 9.
Okay.
We're too far away, that's my excuse.
She is sizing you all up and keeping her distance.
How about you describe Emma Brightwind to us? What does she look like? Is she cute?
She's a small, dark-skinned, half-elven woman with a mark of the storm on her throat. She's wearing sort of the equivalent of like fantasy motorcycle leathers with bright patches of red and yellow stitched into it. She's cool.
Okay, just canon confirmation. She's cool.
Yeah.
Of course, she's from my former crew. But anyway, don't worry about it.
No, they're all mean.
Doesn't mean they can't be cool.
Oh my gosh.
So she's sussing us out too. Is she also doing insight checks?
Yes. Secretly.
Or do we roll to give nothing?
Oh, the secret. Haha.
I mean, persuasion or intimidation in this.
I'm doing intimidation.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 16.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm. Emma regards you all. This your new crew, then? How long you been sailing together?
Willow's going to eventually surface from that kind of delirious moment of realization. I don't even think it's realization yet. It's just like, yep, this is happening. And they'll counter with a question of their own. How's Mags? You all well?
I think she, clicks her tongue into a sneer.
No, I guess not. It's a fair bit of distance between us. Don't you want to come aboard?
Don't you want to tell your guard dog to stand down?
He's harmless.
She raises an eyebrow.
Can I do a perception check real quick to see if she is alone?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd also like to say that.
Obviously.
And having nothing else to do is listening very keenly while they're down here.
Mm-hmm.
You certainly can't see anyone else aboard her vehicle.
Yeah. Can I make a perception check to see if we're alone? She's got other threats on her.
We all know that,
Oh my god, that's a 7.
You both are rolling 3s with your modifier.
Hard to see, hard to tell. N though could are you casting?
I'm giving it a couple more minutes, but I'm on a dime. I'm prepared to start casting detect thoughts because I am thinking. Speaking of thoughts, I'm thinking about it, but I'm because it's limited. I want to see if she's going to move before I start casting it. But any minute now
makes sense. Cool. I'm just she said for the guard dog to stand down, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think Willow's going to look up.
Looks at the elk.
No, it's you, sweetheart. I think Willow's going to look up at the sky. How long you been traveling?
You first.
I think you know.
Never were one to answer questions, eh?
Willow shrugs.
She grows, a little visibly annoyed. And addresses Luca. Hey, big guy.
Luca nods slightly,
You know who this is?
looks at her yes.
Do you know who I am?
Make your point.
So did you tell him about us? Or was that irrelevant information?
Where are my manners? You three?
You could mean the elk, it's fine.
Yes, you're right. Just real life clapped my hand over my mouth, so I'm keeping that in canon for Willow. Not the hand clap over the mouth, but the little pause.
The elk shakes its head pointedly.
Thank you, elk. And on the floor, you're fucking kidding me.
My 25 stealth.
It's nothing to you.
Okay. Willow's going to gesture. Emma Brightwind, former first mate of the Kraken Slayer to become captain of the Kraken Slayer, though I'm not quite sure where you stand now. All things considered. Wind Whisperer. Willow turns back to her as if to say, yeah, there's your intro.
Yeah, she's just continuing to size you up.
I think Willow's going to gesture now to the vehicle. Bit of a downgrade from the airship. Though I suppose it has its own benefits. Can I make a check on that?
Sure.
Arcana?
Yeah, let's say Arcana.
15.
It's definitely based on the principles of stuff like staves of flying or carpets of flying and airship design.
Mm-hmm. Can I tell who made it?
Is there any doubt?
Was it me?
Who knows, Luca? I think Willow's gonna say Bell's work, huh?
Who else? Speaking of downgrades,
Willow kind of smirks and shrugs. They'll accept that. They started it.
Sorry, are we the downgrade or is it the ship?
I think it's the ship, but hey,
Okay.
who knows? She might mean
Could be
both.
both.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna actually muse a little bit. Were we using the elemental when she stopped us? Have we stopped?
I think we weren't using the elemental because we slowed down for the storm.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I'm not gonna give it away.
You've been
If she hasn't seen it yet.
sort of drifting slowly, and she's been keeping pace.
Nice. How long do I reckon? Like, I don't know if I can tell this on a 15 Arcana. What's the kind of fly time on those staves?
It's less about the fly time and more like how long can someone physically sit on a stick? You know,
So
you can't
she's
you can't sleep on a motorcycle. Let's say
yes.
Disagree.
you can't sleep safely on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay. Agreed.
Hers is like, again, built more like a surfboard. So a single person could potentially like lie on
on
there. And,
Is it like a
cat nap.
windsurf
Yes.
kind of thing? Right.
Yeah, on Willow's Arcana check, the glider, can they determine at all if this thing could hold 2 people?
It certainly has a weight limit. It might be able to hold up to 2 people.
Especially if they're small like Emma, right?
I will
But-
probably add
2 Lucas. Might be a
to it. Willow's gonna say this and probably insight check after. Was the Thorani your idea?
Was the theft your idea?
I don't actually need to insight check her. She answered it just then because she knows. But I
On
already
that
hit the button.
17 insight, like, it is clear, like, she has been thinking about this interaction for a while, and she is trying to keep her cool. The way you are behaving is making her very annoyed.
Yeah, I can imagine actually. Willow's like aware. Nah, I don't know if they're like they're aware. They know that. Whatever.
Can I make another insight check yet? Has it been long enough?
Who are you trying to insight, and what are you trying to get?
Emma, and how hostile she is, basically.
I think I'm. Wait until I ask the next question.
Okay.
Because it might answer your question.
I'm so sweaty
just
right
ask-
now. I'm so nervous.
What was it? Was a Thorani your idea? Was a theft your idea? I think that answers Willow's question enough. They can tell that she's getting pissed off, but I think that doesn't stop them. And then I assume you headed straight here. No detours.
It's not every day you hear about a fucking ghost.
Probably wouldn't want to tell anyone about it, huh? Seems like it's been a bit of a rough few years. I think Willow kind of leans their hands on the edge of the boat. Something about a curse. And they're probably looking up at the sky again. There's nothing there, huh?
Nope. Just clouds retreating as you have broken away from the storm.
And I think Willow kind of like muses a little and then says back to her, or says quietly, I think only you guys, she might faintly hear it, but Willow will say like, of course you wouldn't say it. That'd just be mean. But that also means that you're here alone? Willow tilts her head, they're not entirely sure. Because Gardenia was invisible. But I think Emma knows what Willow means.
Mm-hmm.
Risky.
You already know why I'm here. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Plenty.
Let's hear it then.
I think I covered it all in my letter.
I don't think you did. It's been near on 5 fucking years. Did you stay away to save yourself, or because you thought it'd be better for us?
Don't think I have an answer that's going to satisfy you, Emma.
It ain't about me.
Willow kind of makes a little doubtful nose wrinkle. You're the one here. I won't.
Can you even imagine what it was like after you left? She is slowly drifting closer.
I don't envy the task that you were saddled with, Emma. I don't envy what happens next. And I won't give you the indignity of gratitude. But if you're itching to hit me, feel free. Seems like it's been a long journey to get here.
What is Willow projecting right now?
To Emma or to the people right beside me? I would say that probably...
that's a good check. I want to
Yeah, you guys might want to check
how's
a
Willow
insight.
going?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. 9.
You're busy.
You're-
It's okay, you're busy
you're
being my-
distracted.
Nat 20, how you doing, Willow? I'm right here, like, beside you, but on the ground, so...
I know. No, you know, that's so funny because in my mind, what Willow is projecting to Emma is cavalier, careless, I think would kind of remind her of the sort of way that Willow was when they first joined the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously dodging, obviously keeps deflecting, and like diplomatic with their wording in a way that is annoying but self-aware. It's that kind of like it's not like Willow's being like this and it's like, oh, this is just how I am. They are aware that this is annoying, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing it on purpose? Not for me, but
It's
like
hard to tell. I think it's one of the, what N will pick up on 20.
yeah.
Not 20.
Sarah wants
This-
to know too, though.
Might be what Willow does because they cannot begin to dig into what's actually needs to be said through whether it's inability or unwillingness, kind of unsure, but I think N sees that Willow's under their jacket. And also because both their hands are on the actual like edge of the ship, they've put their gun back in their pocket. And I am calling it a gun because that is the energy that no, we're just calling it a gun from now on. I'm an artificer, I can have a gun. Yeah, okay. And N will see that Willow's kind of like trembling. Emma's asking questions to which the answer is, obviously, I've thought of it, but that's not what this conversation is going to be about. For reasons that Willow maybe is not entirely even cognizant of. It's just kind of happening. This is just the feeling that has come out now, but I think N knows that there is like tamped down emotion years in the making.
I'm
And
a bit concerned about that hit me threat.
I will say that is not like an invitation to be hit. That's an invitation to like fight if she wants. N will know that one. Want to fight about it is essentially how
Yeah.
N would know that. What that means. It's oh, you seem mad. You know, it's not an invitation for Willow to be hurt. It's an invitation for Emma to say what she really means, which in Willow's mind is, if you're mad, hop to it then. You know. It's not it's an invitation for a spa, basically. Not a spa, it's, you know what, does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes
think
sense. It does
N
make
knows it.
sense.
Yeah.
But N still has some concerns, not necessarily towards Willow, but like, don't invite a fight we can't finish. She has
Oh,
a
I think,
dragon mark.
I think
I have one
Yeah,
of
but
those
hers.
too.
Sorry, Luca. Hers is bigger.
I think one of the things, actually, N, on your insight 20, you know that Willow's goading her in a way to suss her out. To see what she's capable of. It's not just emotional. There's always layers with Willow. And you know, just a few days ago, what better way to analyze the brig than from inside the cage? Willow is likely to stoke that kind of thing to get results. It's layered. But you got a nat 20 and N's a very good read of character, so... And you have a lot of insights on Willow specifically.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and also assume on that nat 20, this isn't the kind of thing that needs to be interrupted. It's still on a level where it's like, we can continue to let this ride out. This isn't something that we have to cut off.
Yeah, no.
Just because Willow's trembling.
We're, like, voices are being raised, but it has not yet come to blows.
Yeah, because on that nat 20, I think N would also be able to read the situation in that regard, if this is, like, gotten to a point where it's time to cut it off or not.
Can I quickly say, too, I think N would know from the doublespeak of it all that there is an element to hit me if you want. That is, I can tell you're mad.
Yeah.
And I can tell you'd be upset. You know? It's that kind of, like, round the block way of validating Emma. Not in a, like, soft-hearted way. It's just like, you must be pissed.
Yeah. Speaking of, she does like a mean little chuckle. It's years too late for a scrap to get the tension out. But we used to be friends. So I'll give you the grace of hearing you out once. Where you been? Where you headed? What were you fucking doing at the convocation? Why aren't you dead?
Willow kind of laughs to themselves. They can believe that they're just gonna shrug to all of it.
Too embarrassed to say it in front of your crew?
Emma might read this as them being a smartass, but I think the crew knows those moments when Willow gets too many answers all at once and doesn't know how to verbalize anymore. I don't know if
Emma knows us. Emma knows you better than we did, so maybe she'll know.
Oh, shut up, Luca. Shut up. Better? Okay, whatever.
Does she not? That's Sarah's assumption.
You knew a version of Willow.
That's true. We don't know what version of Willow. Fender, whoever it was.
Emma rolled a 17 insight.
On Willow?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oops, I got a 5. I think the energy that Emma gets from the silence is, again, an echo of, like, I have no answer that's going to work here, and also, where the hell do I begin?
Willow, give me an insight check. If she really wanted to hit you, she would have done so by now.
Yeah. Kind of would prefer a fight over this.
But you keep saying.
Willow, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
19.
That's a very good roll. I will say you are able to, like, straighten your thoughts out and give what answer you want to. You know that no answer will be good here.
Yep.
But it's not about good. It's about right.
Set the story straight.
Well, it takes the wisdom save, deep breath to shake off that kind of impending paralysis. How long after I left did you show up?
Day and a half.
Damn, so soon. I did what I did, left, suffered a bit of an accident, Siri exploded, skip a few years, now I'm here. Trust you need more details. Willow's sort of...
It's at least a start. She's slowly drifting closer. You can see she's, like, breathing evenly.
I don't...
As in, she's keeping her cool.
Okay. As for where I've been, around, never really ventured too far. Don't really want to say that. Seems like salt in the wound. As for where I'm going, none of your particular business. And for why I'm not dead, well, your guess is as good as mine. Luck, fate, happenstance.
17. How does Willow feel when they say these things?
They're keeping it so deliberately surface so that they don't feel too much else. There's like an awareness in themselves that if they get into it, they don't really trust that they're going to keep their cool as well. But I think they will mention, you're deciding whether you're going to report this back? Or what you're going to report back?
Haven't made up my mind yet. You gonna stop me if I do?
I don't think I have that power.
She gives a little smirk. You seem tense, Fen.
I think Willow was wrong. With how they feel about what they're saying, there's been a kind of like unexpected contender in all of this lately, and it's anger. Which I think, Willow knows sadness, Willow knows the rest of it, but the anger shows different, I think, on Willow. That's what Emma would read from that tension. It's not just anger, it's like keeping a lid on it. I think even without seeing through their glasses, she gets an impression that she's being stared down.
She's staring you right back down. Like it or not, you guys are kind of meeting in the middle here.
What happened to the Kraken Slayer, Em?
Oh, you don't know? None of your fucking business, eh?
Willow kind of smokes. That's fair. Now that she's closer, I'm going to check her for injuries, though.
Okay. Make a... Let's say perception check.
Luff's 8.
None that you can see.
Can I make the same check?
Sure.
I'm interested in her physical state.
I think you guys will know, too, that Willow did Willow tell you all?
That's a natural 23.
Lord, look her!
What's Emma like?
What's her physical condition, especially after flying for this long?
Yeah, is she tired? Is she hungry? Is she injured? Is she thirsty?
I
feel like you could give me insight into her, like
Yeah. I'm
emotional
just thinking
vibes as
about...
well, just on that.
Sorry.
No, this is specifically perception. You were specifically sizing her up physically.
Yeah.
Whatever you
I'll think I
read
can
from
put her
the
down.
exchange between Willow and Emma is your choice. She is physically fit, lightly built. I will say on a natural 20, this is purely because you are also a prosthetic user. Her right foot is a prosthetic. You can't see it because she is wearing boots as normal, but like there is something about it that you just like you know. It's the sort of the instinct of somebody who similarly is disabled.
The way they hold their weight on their body
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
I also
wasn't in
think-
Willow's notes.
Nope. That might be new.
Hmm.
I think as well. Did I tell you guys about, or did I only tell Varys about the Kraken Slayer?
You said we're going to
And it's
repair it. So we
No.
know that.
The
Kraken
history
Slayers
of it, we know
Let me finish
nothing,
my
I believe.
Did I tell you guys about the Kraken Slayers run in with the good fortune?
I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah, nope. I don't think so.
I told Varys, I think.
We know it
Yeah.
was shot down, so to speak, but we never was given
That's it.
details about how, why, or where.
I think Willow's. What direction was Sky Shriek from Greentown again?
East. I
Slightly southeast.
Southeast of Greentown.
Yes.
Willow's gonna say. Heard a story out and about a skirmish out at sea, southeast of Greentown. Airship was sent limping home by a Lyrando warship, I believe. Actually, no, they're gonna watch her response to it as well. Oops, sorry, I rolled the wrong button. Freaking pity, I rolled really high. Oh, I rolled high again anyway, never mind. These 17 insights.
She also rolled a 17.
Oh.
So, meets it, beats it. You can see that she is keeping a lid on her reaction.
Mm.
And that, like, this is still a sore spot for her. But it has been some time since.
She was the captain of the Kraken Slayer at the time, right?
She was.
And just for those who don't know, the water elemental from that warship is the one that's currently in my ship.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, the Kraken Slayer elemental.
No.
No.
Okay.
The one that
Yeah.
attacks the Kraken Slayer.
Yeah,
rather,
okay.
It seems from the captain's log that we read, the Kraken Slayer attacked the warship. The warship attacked back, damaged the elemental strut, I believe, and casualties were heavy on the side of the Good Fortune.
Yeah.
And then when we went there, obviously Harpoons,
Including Emma's
Azealia,
leg.
all of that happened. Maybe.
I don't know if that's what. Maybe.
I don't know. But
Maybe.
also the that we went there and I air quotes finished the job by completing we finished the job rather by gutting the warship of its elemental, which is now powering our boat that she called a downgrade. Which, I mean, that's fair. It doesn't fly, but that's different. It flies across the seas. Anyway, now not the time for me to get defensive about the Ephemeral Chaos.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Storm Chaser float. I doubt
It
it.
literally only floats.
On the water. Shut up, I'm trying to defend you. Continue.
We need to stop, like, trading insults in meta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma says, "Your information's a little off. Where'd you hear that?"
Captain's log. So I assume it'd be biased. Some Mondarian. Naval something.
You know, when Syria exploded, people were sure you were there. Anything to stop a war, yeah?
Okay. She no hiding it. There is a very visible twitch on Willow's face. They kind of lean back and put their hands on their hips. Wow. None of you got it, huh?
Give me another insight check.
Elizabeth's annoyed. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
Wow.
I think I was gonna say Will is a bit too angry for insight, I think.
Yep. It's just fair. Luca or N can
Yes.
make insight checks on this as well.
Yes, sir. 18.
18 as well.
Double 18s. Cool.
Matchy!
Nice. Yeah, Emma is saying shit specifically to get a reaction out of Willow.
Yeah,
It's
I
working.
can tell.
Does she believe it?
No.
Does
think
Willow
so.
believe it?
Question. I think Willow's gonna follow up. guess that is a burning question, huh? Whether you would have even made a difference when you arrived, or if I'd have to fight you too. But I guess we can't say it. You were late. We ran out of time. And you and your brother forced my hand.
Maybe so. But you've got a choice to make now.
Which one is that?
I think we're both ready for a scrap.
Good idea. Is going to start walking over to the clearing at the front of the boat.
The elk doesn't move right away.
Willow walks around it. You know what? Before Willow goes, I think they're going to say to you guys, and I'm going to ask N to roll an insight. Watch closely.
Okay.
Wait, why can't I roll an
18.
insight?
Willow might mean specifically in your way, in your changeling way. Observe.
Yeah, I think En's also
And-
rolling the coin, and before, as Emma's moving around, they have casted Detect Thoughts at this point, and are going
Can the
to...
elk sit in front of N to try and like shield them? Keep the stealth going?
I mean, after N casts, they might come out of stealth at that point.
Okay.
Because Emma's approaching.
Mm-hmm.
You could sit in the actual house cabin.
That would be
Arguably.
what N wants to do is to move in here without being seen as having been where they were.
Well, she's did a huge arc around. I feel like you could.
Yeah,
when,
that's what
when
I-
she gets to the front.
I mean,
you
that's what I'm
just
thinking as well.
easily-
She's moving and is going to move as well.
No. Give me one more stealth check.
Can I get advantage?
Yeah, we're helping.
No.
Can the elk help?
Can Fish Dog give you it? No. Fish Dog opens the door and he's like, "Shh."
That's a 24.
Never
so I
mind.
don't
You
need
don't
it.
You're incredible.
Emma's focused on Willow.
Yeah. But yeah.
I will say, Luca, just your passive insight from that. Willow is saying, "Watch, don't engage."
Yeah, as in, back the fuck up.
I've got that.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm not saying it because
Yeah.
Varys too.
Yeah,
No
Varys
indication
is
of your. Yeah.
Varys is backed up.
I'll stand here. I'm ready to cast healing magic in case anyone accidentally gets a bit stab happy. That's what it was supposed to be.
I would like to do a battle insight check on her as well,
Mm-hmm.
as she approaches the kind of like. Yeah, that tracks. I've got nothing but 10 insights.
Can I have combat info based on my previous
Yes,
20
but
something?
yes, but you would not be able to share it with Willow. in
No,
this
I
moment.
don't intend to. But that's something Luca would know.
Yes.
Yeah, Lucas.
He wants to try and figure out how this will go.
It's looking bad for Willow.
Yeah, that's what En's saying. Don't start a fight you can't finish.
Cool. All right.
You know what? I trust my crew.
Which one?
Well, first of all, Luca, all of them, shut the fuck up. Secondly, Willow wants us to stay out of it now, but
Yeah.
Oh no, it's kind of like a if she kills me?
Yeah, I guess we can revive you, but we won't be happy about it.
if he starts beating you to death, I might step in before it gets to that point.
Oof.
But Willow has advantage.
Rillo has advantage on initiative rolls.
I do.
My Detect Thoughts is up at this point, by the way, Zeke.
Okay.
Did that roll with advantage?
I only see one
No.
roll. That's a little better.
18.
Okay. So, Emma, gestures for you to shoo away the rest of your crew so that you have space to fight.
Willow politely requests that Luca take a step back.
The elk, too. I think
Come in.
We're out of the way. Is this not Enough space?
No, this is not far enough.
Emma's gonna fucking electrocute me.
It's fine. I'm sturdy. I'm not moving from here.
Okay, well, that'll do. She flies in, basically keeps the board stationary over the thing.
She is now within range. Just so we know.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's she thinking?
Is she thinking kill, kill, murder, kill? I think it's the very first.
No, she is not coming with murderous intent.
Okay.
But she does draw both her swords and say, first one bloodied loses.
I remember the rules, don't worry about it. I think Willow, sword or gun, gun or sword or none, hands, just these hands, perhaps it's a just these hands moment. Yeah, hands for now. Or is it good spirit to draw a sword?
She's drawing a sword, so...
Yeah, I'll draw my sword, why not?
Okay.
I can still use
Alright.
spells when I have my sword in one hand, right?
Yeah.
Certainly I have
Just-
been. Alright, cool.
Just as an aside, in the interim, I have put my bow away and I have my hand on my sword just to be safe.
Nice. You're being our
Referee.
Adjudicator.
sentry. Yeah. Umpire. Thanks.
Cool. Alright, Emma says 3, 2, 1, and darts in
Yep, fair.
very, very fast. Cool, and she's going to make 3 short sword attacks.
Short sword, okay.
Those all hit.
1 second. What's
Unless
my
you wanna-
AC?
It's
Cast shield?
Yeah, unless you want to cast shield.
Your AC is 15.
Yes, it is.
Sure about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear the like shock and horror in your voice. Oh dang! You know what I really
We're
should have done?
spellcasters.
No, that's
I know.
yeah.
I forget sometimes.
Nope, I didn't have Guardian attached. That's fine. Equipped rather.
Yeah,
That's fine. I think shield would be a good first step.
cool. So you use your action cast shield.
Mhm.
Only the second one goes through.
Yep, that's fine.
Deals 7 piercing damage. And it is your turn.
Okay. I get 2 attacks now, huh?
Yes, you do.
Yes. And my new rapier has the same power as my other, yes?
Yes.
Alright.
Oh.
Oop, miss.
That's a big miss.
It is a big embarrassing miss. And another miss, yeah?
Yep.
Not unexpected.
Yeah. She is just like dancing out of the way of your blade. Her turn again. Shield has now faded.
Mhm. Oops.
Okay, that's
Double oops.
interesting.
1 miss.
With the final no oops.
You finally manage to like block her blade. But she does get 2 attacks in. It's another 7. And a 9.
Oof. And I'm bloodied is half?
Half health.
Okay, so let's just half of 38 is 19?
Half
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
of 40 is
Every
20.
gear
So
in my brain. That don't say other numbers. That's not going to help me here. Hold up. So minus
It's
7
19.
would be. Yeah, I'm already like down. Question.
Yeah.
Because I think that one of these is going to draw blood. Like it's going to technically count as bloodied. When we partake in a duel, I know that I've berated Luca before for using magic.
Mm-hmm.
Is when Emma spars with me now, is it the same kind of duel that we would have had back in the ship in the sense of like only swords? or is it free for all?
Well, she has only used swords so far, but you tell me.
Yeah, I know it's kind of cheating because she said to bloodied, and I would technically be bloodied now. Can I keep going?
You can take one more grace turn before the match is cold.
You know what? Can I cure wounds myself instead?
Sure.
I think she'll see that Willow's a bit bloodied by this, but in case it's not clear, there's an indicator of their where they're at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They would like to cure themselves.
How does she mentally react to that?
True. Yeah, what's N getting?
Emma is noticing that you are off your game. From what she remembers of you.
Can I make an insight check on Emma?
Sure.
Or I'm curious, how comfortable is she on her prosthetic? I want to get like an indication
Very
of how long
comfortable.
she's had it. Okay, and how good is she at fighting? Since I got a 25.
She is very good. She would give you a run for your money. Even just 1v1. She is quick
noticed
and
that.
precise.
Modifiers are similar to mine as well. Does Luca have a...
No, it's not fair to call for umpire level ups. I'll just do a cure wounds, and hopefully she takes that as like I want to keep fighting.
Okay, I was considering it, but Willow said to stay out of it, so I'm not going to do anything to you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Emma sees you cure wounds and says, bit rusty, eh? And we'll just take the dodge action. Come and hit her.
Okay.
You have disadvantage to hit her with attacks.
Well, how would that work if I cast Thunderwave?
That's an area of effect, so it's different.
Cool. I think I will.
All right, you cast Thunderwave.
Willow.
Describe it.
Willow, in response to that, gives her a little weak laugh and then claps their free hand against the sword hand, and it's like the energy from the Thunderwave spell that you guys know. Briefly travels through the sword and then booms out the end, like you guys are familiar with.
All right. So she needs to make a con save. Emma's rolling bad on con. So she takes the full damage and is pushed back.
So I used a Thunderwave, a shield, a cure wounds, so I'm down to 1 slot. 2d8.
Oh, nice.
10 damage. She is blown back by it, but she seems relatively unaffected
Yeah, that's fair.
and just sort of scoff laughs. All right. And she will trigger her special Dragon Mark ability. Make a Constitution saving throw, Willow.
Okay. There is a little flash of a Willow grin before that. Constitution saving throw, you said.
Yes, please. Need to just very quickly.
17?
Okay, that'll save for half damage.
I'm behind cover. I'm behind cover.
That does not. It's sound.
Okay. I'm not behind cover
You-
then.
I would like everybody else.
By being in her head that this is about to be loud and like cover my ears.
Can N run backwards, honestly? Like, you
No,
know what her
no.
brain is
Gary
doing.
backwards.
Nope. Everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
I not
Willow,
get
you take
anything
half
out
damage.
of
For the
having
elf.
warning?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Do you have a reaction
that's
that lets
so
you run
sad.
away?
I mean, not specifically. That's a nat 20 though, so I'm okay. Fuck you, I did cover my ears.
You're so right. Oh, Varys!
The dice
I'm gonna
gods
say
got
Luca
me.
takes
But you guys, however.
Oh, bad damage roll.
Good.
Is that for all of us?
Yes. That was like an abysmally low roll.
It was.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Ouch.
Wait,
Cool.
quickly,
However, so Willow, you take 2 thunder damage.
Yes.
And you take 2 thunder damage. Luca and Varys both take 5. However, Luca and Varys, also the elk needs to roll a Constitution saving throw.
It's
Are
outside of the.
deafened.
It's
No.
outside
It's
of
just
the.
at the edge. If Varys
It's
got hit,
right
it got
in the
hit.
edge.
Oh, that's my
It's
baby.
It's
So
a
you
it's a
for not
cone.
backing up.
It's a cone originating from the point in front of her.
Okay, that's a 7, so my elk takes damage too, I guess.
Yep.
She's lost a lot of good grace for that, hurting my steed.
She told you to step back, to be fair.
Yeah, we aren't
Did
supposed
she?
to be here.
I thought that was just
Yes.
Zeke.
No.
she told
No.
us.
She said, tell your crew to step back.
Yep.
And then it was
Not
like
hear that.
this is going to be an AoE thing.
I
Yep.
did not. Sarah did not hear that. So
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
Your
Anyway,
fault
don't worry
then.
about it.
yeah.
It's very Luca to be like, okay, I've stepped back, take 1 step back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
far
yeah.
enough away and then gets
It's like-
blasted.
It's still in
Yeah.
character, so it's fine. He did
Yeah.
step back, just probably not
You
as
are
much
now
as she
deafened.
expected.
You are now
That's fine.
deafened.
What did this look like? What did she do?
Yeah.
So basically, there is like a flash of bright light that comes from the dragon mark on her throat. She opens her mouth and like emits this deafening howl that sounds like basically like screaming and thunder that like echoes out in a 30-foot cone. And Luca, Varys, and the steed are all like, their ears are ringing in the aftermath. Imagine like the loudest fucking amp feedback possible,
Oh my god.
Oh,
just
cute.
echoing in your head.
Cute.
I think Willow's little grin turns into a laugh as they sort of rub one of their ears. Still noisy. And I am 1 HP away from bloodied.
Yeah, it is your turn.
And I think on this turn, Willow's going to... How many charges would be good? I'm gonna bring out my my crossbow. Methinks. Spin it into my hand. This is more or less flavor, so as because I could cast it without it, but
Spell slots.
yeah. And I think I'm just deciding whether wand or armorer. No, this is personal. I'm going to do it myself.
Okay.
Willow casts magic missile.
Okay.
So let's see.
Use your last spell slot. So that is 11 damage.
The three of them do a little like cool spiral out of the front of the crossbow in a big arc, and then all center. It's like Willow aimed for the dragon mark.
Cool. All right. Emma takes the hits and like flinches a little bit. Like they clearly hit their mark and for her hurt. She is nowhere near bloodied. She is still fighting fit. I'm gonna quickly rule. See if she gets her scream back. She does not. That's fine.
Nice.
She will instead launch at you and attack you 3 times.
I think Willow kind of knows. There is a. After they cast their magic missile, I think Willow kind of lowers their hand and just kind of stands there. They, you indicating that she's nowhere near bloodied, Willow's like, well, you know how this ends.
Yeah. I think what we see then is like with the 25 and the 16, we'll just ignore the 12, is like she brings her swords either side of like your shoulders, leans in close and says, "You've lost your edge. Just how badly did you get hurt, huh?"
Willow gives a dismissive kind of shrug. And they sort of wave their hand around to the tune of like, "It remains to not be your business," but they don't say that out loud. I think they look at her, like they sort of nod their head at either of the swords and mention, "You gonna follow through or we done?"
She takes like half a step back, sheathes her swords, and then shirt fronts you.
I would say Willow's like, in meta, 1 HP away from bloodied. So, so like, that would have gotten me damn close to near dead. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
She can
Nevertheless,
tell.
they are cool. That's good. What's N?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt as Zeke was thinking of a rage at Willow, but N is still
Oh yeah.
listening.
Yes, so Emma has been like sizing up Willow this whole time during this fight. She noticed that like their sword work has gotten sloppy and slower. They're less precise with their hits. They're less able to take punishment. They used to be a lot stronger than this. They used to have like way more spell firepower as well. So either Willow is pulling their punches or they've really fucking fallen from where they used to be. You also just get this like churning background of like bitterness and anger and grief and frustration and like mingled like bitter sweetness as well of like, I legitimately thought this person was dead and they are not. And here they are, and I'm so fucking mad at them. But it's like the kind of anger. Give me an insight check
Okay.
with advantage because
Okay.
detect thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. 30-20.
Ooh. Can I also do an insight to see how much of this I get just from looking at it up close?
Sure.
Can I? Or am I too far away?
Oh, Willow.
Wow.
Perfect.
It's a nat one
Perfect.
Willow.
A lot's going on in your own head. I don't think you have insight into other people.
Yep, fair.
Lord, can I roll?
You're deaf.
I think
Can
you're
you even hear this
deafened.
conversation?
Oh my god, right. Yeah.
So
You just see this like wordless exchange with Emma, like holding Willow at sword point. Oh no, sorry, shirt fronting them now.
yeah.
Emma's shorter than Willow, right? Just to
Yes.
clarify. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Like a head shorter.
She's like half a head shorter.
Okay.
Yeah, so on the dirty 20 insight?
So in the Dirty 20, it's the kind of anger that you can only have for somebody that you deeply cared about.
Mm-hmm.
It's the anger that you can only have of somebody who was really close to you, who did you fucking dirty, and hasn't had the grace to like show their face in years.
Mm-hmm.
She like doesn't know if she's angrier that Willow is alive and like hasn't announced themselves, or if she's angrier that like they're alive and tried to sneak past them.
Right.
It's a lot of like loud, tumultuous emotion.
Luckily, I'm used to that. I have my own brain. High five, Emma.
And so you just feel like 4 years of like grief and rage and like sadness
Yeah, I'm doing fine
for
about this.
and about for and about and like concerning Willow. Like a lot of it has to do with her own crew and her like brother Coulton and like everything that went on. Like you get flashes of like Emma's sort of like dozens of questions running through her head of like, challenging Willow, but also like immediately discarding them because Willow's a little shit, and this will not solve it. This will not, like, this, she would be asking the question rhetorically.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Emma shirt fronts you
Yeah, okay. Yep.
and says, "Time to make that choice. Face the music or disappear forever."
I think part of Willow's insight check at this stage is they almost, seeing her this close, and also the not being able to put a word to what she's feeling or emanating or anything, and just like I think Willow's kind of encountering a very similar thing in response in their head, where it's all kind of
Yeah.
rushing through their head. I don't even know if they kind of absorb what she says, and they're just quietly, now that they are like alone and close, I think Willow will say, "What was I supposed to do, huh? Send a letter? You and I both know. You know as well as I do that anger kept him afloat better than anything I could have done in the interim."
4 years. 1 would have been enough. 2 would have been enough.
You're not the only one that showed up late, I guess.
What's done is done. What matters is now.
Question. Emma's shirt fronting me.
Yeah?
Has she noticed what I'm wearing?
I will make a perception check right now.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 21 for Emma.
That's a 21.
It's like, in that moment as you're speaking, like, she looks you over and then her eyes full and she sees the necklace. Where'd you get that?
Willow
There's a
follows her eyes down.
flicker of shock.
Willow looks down, slowly back up. Depends. Where'd you put it?
She squints.
What do I need to do to either break her grapple or reverse it?
Make a contested athletics or acrobatics check. What you can do is like try and grab her back, but that doesn't break the grapple on you.
Yeah, I do think Willow is going to do that.
So
Or
mutually
try, at least.
grappled.
Yes. Can I? What do I have to roll for that?
Roll either just an attack or an athletics check.
I'll mark it as an attack. What do I roll
Sure.
to do that?
You can just roll your rapier.
Oh, okay.
It's the same stats. You're not like actually attacking her with your rapier, but it's the same stats.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
What happens,
Nice, spicy nat
Willow-
20.
In the moment that she gets slightly distracted by the necklace, Willow kind of always slouches, and I think the height difference becomes a bit different when that
Yeah.
happens. So in the moment where she gets distracted, Willow, like, their hand shoots up so fast and grabs the like cross of the front of her the shirt on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
and like Willow looms over her and says, "It found its way back into my possession because what's mine is mine. Who got rid of it? Was it you? Let me guess. Keep him afloat. Tell him I'm dead. I know Coulton doesn't give up that easily. You, however, have to save your brother, right? And I understand. I agree with you, even. As I said, I don't envy the last few years for you. But to say the very least, wasn't great for me either, Emma. So if you want me to make a choice, you get back on that contraption of yours and you tell your stupid brother he knows where to find me. So hurry up and find me then." And Willow's going to shove Emma off.
Yeah. You shove her back and like she does let go of the grapple on you.
You thinking anything in specific in the light of all this?
It's Ooh,
Am I
it's
just
a
being
lot.
mentally pummeled right now?
You kind of are being mentally pummeled in the same way that Emma is being mentally pummeled.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I think the thing that comes through is like a sort of sense of victory or validation. Like, oh good, it is still you.
Mm-hmm. Do I get any details on the necklace situation? That was Willow's?
Yeah, that, oh gosh, yeah. So you immediately, like, get the rapid fire information of, like, that was a gift that Willow bought for Coulton that Emma had to specifically get rid of along with a bunch of other stuff to, like, basically stop him from,
Spiraling?
yeah, spiraling is a good word for it.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
So, as Willow, you push her back, Emma, like, pauses, wipes her mouth, and goes, alright. Would Emma have any, indication from Willow of, like, where to find them? Is this specific, or is it just, like, we are chasing you now with this boat?
I think Willow was implying Coulton should know. If she goes back and says something like, you know where to find me, that should mean something to him.
Cool.
I would say that's the impression Emma gets. It's a...
Yeah. Coulton will know where to find you. Okay. That says, alright. You're on.
You're leaving.
She is.
Willow's watching until she leaves.
Yeah, she sort of... She picks up her helmet, puts it back on, gets onto the windsurfer, the sky surfer, and says, good to see you again.
Wait, before she actually leaves, let me just, I think, Willow kind of, Yeah, Willow's going to say, give her a, raise their hand as if to pause, reach into their pocket, pull out an envelope, I think? Or a scroll. And it's scrolled, wound up. We know that it's the map from Khorvaire, and they're going to chuck it.
Yep. She catches it.
Yep. To soften the blow. Safe travels.
If you die before I see you again, I'm gonna dig up your corpse and drag it all the way to Farlan.
Lily rolls her eyes. If I haven't died yet... Lily waves the rest of their hand. Please make a dramatic exit.
And she's off. Like... She wasn't, like, listening to the, if I haven't died yet, she's already, like, leaving.
Yeah, Willow didn't even say that please make a dramatic exit out loud. Just the look on their face, like, just leave! Just go! Like,
Yeah.
Hurry up!
And she's gone.
The eye roll of, like, of course you have to have the last say. You didn't even hear him, like, whatever. Willow's just standing there, back to the rest of you. Watching her leave.
Well... And here's her take off, and we'll wait a couple beats for her to maybe be out of sight of us, as in, like, can't see me come outside onto the deck, specifically. And might poke their head out and, like, peer into the air from the door of the cabin.
Varys does the same, kind of.
You guys leaning out. Cute.
Can we see her?
Yep, she's flying away. She'll be gone soon, out of sight. That thing moves fast.
Mm-hmm. Must have
I
to
was just
catch
watching
us.
it.
Luca.
Can you hear?
Yes, by this point, people can hear again.
Luca, like, wringing out his ear a bit. Why don't you make us some tea?
Luca nods.
And it's
Gives
gonna.
Willow a look before going inside the cabin. Closes the door behind him.
I guess I'm outside now.
No, you're inside. He ushered you in.
Oh.
You guys leaving me alone?
No, and wants to go check on Willow.
Well, I didn't know if we were allowed.
Well, you're not letting me go
I
have an
would roll
inside.
an inside check on Willow from behind before I was instructed. Yeah, that seems right. 12.
My luck has run out. That's a 6.
Varys, you want to check one?
Sure.
Damn. That's 17.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do I roll a persuasion? I guess. Yeah. Yep, that tracks.
Yes! I get to see! That was a
And
9.
you got a lot of thoughts to contend with right now.
I'm pretending I don't. Shut up.
Okay. I think you guys see Willow sort of eventually, after Emma goes out of sight, their eyes drop from the clouds to peer at you all. And they offer a kind of sheepish smile, or maybe it's just a smile, or a grin, or a wince, or a grimace. I think that's the fact that you can't pin what that facial expression is a confirmation that it's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think Varys, from your insight, you're gonna get. Varys is gonna get this distinct impression, maybe something stronger than tea.
Yeah, I think Varys says, how about we weigh anchor and pull out the bottle?
Willow does one more glance at the sky and then nods. That sounds like a good idea, and they will head back inside.
I think as you head
stops
inside-
a bit at the edge of the door and like
The elk what?
kind of pauses in front of you before
I'll
you
pat
get
its
to
face
the
until
door
it moves.
and like
I'll give
touches
it a
your
face pat.
the side of your head with its head, if that makes sense, and then
Oh, yeah.
continues
Willow-
on to the front of the ship to keep watch.
Yeah, Willow will idly pat it on the way past.
I think as you come in, like Varys gives you like a hand on the shoulder, just like ushers you in. It's very casual, just like a friendly grounding touch. Before we pick back up with the crew, a little cutscene for the audience.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
It is days earlier at the convocation. Emma can feel the stress building in her jaw as she returns to the Storm Chaser. Gardenia's intel was a strong starting point, but now she's scoured the area and there is only one conclusion. Somebody matching Fender's description was here and is now gone. Likely headed to Karnath with a porcelain-armed man. It is too conspicuous to leave it alone. The only thing is telling her captain, her brother about it. In the end, Emma sidestepped the specifics, but still tells him that she's going somewhere. It might be something big, but I'm not sure yet. Give me some time to figure out. Is it more important than the shipyard? Emma pauses. No, but it's personal. Coulton pauses to look at her face, then looks away, reaching for the log. It's the furthest thing from disregard. You don't need my permission. I trust your gut. She knows. She's known since they were snot-nosed brats trying to prove themselves to the house. Emma nods and takes her leave, but only after ruffling his hair in the way that he jokingly hates. Don't fall asleep at the wheel this time, she says. We pick back up. Night of the 23rd of Larvion. Everybody is gathered around the table in the middle of the Ephemeral Chaos, and a round of drinks have been poured.
It's that scene transition to the glass in the table and the glug 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 glug.
No, I'm not gonna let you drink until I heal you up. So I'm gonna lay on hands on Willow. 20 points.
Shit. All right. Well, that does the job.
I've got a little damage, so I'm going to sooner roll a little hit dice. Yeah.
Yeah, this counts as a short rest.
Yeah. That gets
I'll roll a hit.
That heals you up.
Yeah.
Willow says a cheers to Luca as you go
I only
past.
needed the one. Okay, that was a 10, so I'm back up.
Cool.
Sorry, what did you say, Willow?
Cheers to you.
Okay. And then Luca taps his glass on yours, like, cheers.
No. You can't toast to that yet.
But you said cheers.
Cheers like thanks.
Huh.
As for the toast, well, Willow's going to raise their glass to the middle of the table. To surviving our first, well, yeah, I suppose. Our first encounter with the bright wind. Clink.
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 Anything you want us to know after all of that?
I'll say Willow seemed a bit absent. They're like autopilot again. You've seen this before when they're like kind of mind is running. Perhaps it's more pertinent to ask if you all have any questions.
I think we have a lot of them.
And starts writing something down. But kind of gestures to Varys to go ahead and lead the charge.
Varys is going to do another insight check on Willow.
Yeah, me too. Since we're back in it.
14?
18?
9?
9.
I don't even know why I bother, honestly.
Do you get it? Sometimes you do it.
Okay. Willow's... I would say none of what they just did was like... It didn't feel premeditated in a Willow way. It was like... It's catching up with them. Everything that just kind of happened. The fact that it happened at all. You see that they're a little like... just processing it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might... No. They've put it forward to you guys to ask questions if you want.
So, Emma Brightwind, Coulton Brightwind's sister.
Yeah. Believe they met at the academy, Naval Academy, the Ondarian one.
Hmm.
En's eyes flick over to Willow and then back to what they're writing.
And she was his first mate for a while. Got promoted to captain of the Kraken Slayer. Kraken Slayer got downed by the good fortune. She returned to being first mate aboard the Storm Chaser.
With nods. That seems like the shape of it, yeah.
You joined the crew with the Kraken Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Were there when they acquired the Storm Chaser?
Willow does a little head tip that's like, it's not quite right, but yeah. Close enough is what Willow's indicating.
Yes. Sabotaged the Storm Chaser to prevent
The war with
Coulton
Lyrander.
from...
Seems your old age hasn't taken your memory virus. Nicely recapped.
And that was... how long before the morning?
Few months.
Ah.
Before it all blew up. Willow kind of laughs at Varys because of that's a direct quote from him from when Willow first told him about it. And they laugh. Take a sip.
You know she didn't believe it, what she said, right?
Which bit?
About you and Siri. She's just trying to rile you up.
Doesn't matter, I guess.
And shrugs like,
Willow's racking
as
their
you
mind like, well, what did she say again? They know it bothered them, but they can't fully remember the words.
She basically was implying that people thought Willow had, after sabotaging the Storm Chaser, had gone back to Siri, and maybe even was suggesting Willow caused the mourning to end a war.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think the realization kind of dawns slowly on Willow, and they like laugh a little. No, you guys well know that I was here, floating around the principalities.
If I'd believe it anyway.
I mean, it's a sensible outcome to a conclusion, rather, to consider.
You stopped
If-
a war between Whispers and Lyrander. You're not about to kill an entire... Then makes a gesture and returns to their writing.
What is N writing?
They're keeping it out of other people's view. Seems private. And if you try to look, they're going to lean away.
No, not like trying to look, but like if I happen to glance their way, will I catch anything?
I don't know.
Make a perception check, I guess, and make a
when
sleight
you-
of hand shake.
Yeah.
When you accidentally read someone else's texts on the train,
Never mind. That's a 7.
Luca would never.
Well,
That's
I
a nat
know.
1!
Yes!
I actually get to see it, right?
you get to see a
You
little
see
bit
a little bit.
before N
Yeah.
falls away. You see N writing about Willow's necklace.
Oh,
That it was a gift to Coulton and thrown away. By Emma, it
it's-
seems.
Yeah.
And
How much did...
N's not
Oh,
told you
sorry,
anything.
first.
You might get the impression N is writing down things they picked up on privately for Willow without telling everyone else at the table.
No. I'm asking Zeke. When did I stop being deafened? At like what point in the conversation do we think?
did you hear my little
I-
threat?
Yeah. I'm gonna say like roundabout when Willow started shirt fronting Emma.
Okay.
So you were deafened for like 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. And the way N pulls away when they notice you looking, it's like, this is very obviously they don't want other people to know this information before Willow does.
Yeah.
So Luca does like look away pointedly to make sure they know he's not peeking intentionally.
Thanks, Luca.
It was just a oops.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to see that.
Like,
But-
oh, my friend is doing something. I like my friends, and when they do things,
Yeah, but since you won over the nat one, you got a little bit. You got enough to know N is writing things, private things, right now.
Yeah.
okay. Likely for Willow.
Yeah, but since
Okay.
they're talking about Willow's necklace, yeah, definitely for Willow. Not out of spite for you, Luca, but out of respect for Willow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Luca understands that at least.
Mara says, so, you've told us a little bit about your former crew, but you've been very quiet about where you fit into it all. And since we're headed there, it might be wise to actually tell us.
We know you sabotaged the Kraken Slayer, right? And that's kind of how you got hired. But between that and you sabotaging the Storm Chaser to prevent the war, and the fact you had an apprentice, and the fact that you were very close to the Bright Winds, a bit of a blank space.
Willow, what were you to the Bright Winds?
Ben, from the sounds of it.
And, Storm Chaser by the end of it, I guess.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, initially it's, Willow's kind of massaging their head. Their eyes are closed behind their glasses. Initially it's a bit of a funny name for my, tenacity in seeking out, I don't know, answers using methods that others would consider perhaps daring or even unwise in the way that storm chasing is unwise.
How does that relate to the ship? Did the ship name come first, or did your name?
I wasn't just there for the Storm Chaser heist. But with a heavy emphasis on orchestrated it.
You
It was kind of my idea,
tracked it down.
plan.
You
Sort of
planned the
everything from
attack,
top to tail. Yeah.
and you had the
Together.
name. Kind of brought it aboard.
There's a jaw shifts and they look down a little. It was named after me, for me, I suppose.
And nods. I think at this point they fold up what they've been writing, and they kind of mark the outside with thoughts, and slide it over to Willow. It's folded up like you don't have to read it now. I know you have a lot of going on in your brain, but they're hoping that like you understand what this means and what is contained in this note.
Willow hears it slide across the table and looks up at you. Thank you, by the way. I don't know the kind of toll doing that takes on you, but I appreciate being able to trust that you'll do it.
And nods. No problem.
If at any time it gets too overwhelming, feel free to let me know.
Will do.
Wouldn't ask you to do that.
I know.
You still haven't answered the question yet.
Please feel free to be more specific. What am I to the Bright Winds, I think you asked?
Aye.
My tendency to not answer isn't really rooted in anything deliberately evasive. I simply don't know how to answer that question.
Well, they obviously trusted you quite a bit if they allowed you to plan a whole heist to steal an airship. I mean, Bolton took the first airship without you. I imagine with enough tenacity, he could take another without you, but he let you plan the gig.
Well, he and Emma stole the first one, and it was from the docks. I specifically raised the idea of reminding Lyranda that they have no dominion over the skies as well. So we seized it while it was airborne. That was, I suppose, the daring part. In fact, I don't rightly know if he would have thought to do it himself anytime soon. Coulton was happy to just sort of coast with his newfound freedom.
But you weren't.
And his sister. I mean, it's not a matter of weren't, it's a matter of potential. Right? You see something that could happen and simply take the best avenue to get there.
Do you think, and kind of says it slowly, do you think taking the Storm Chaser made things worse in regards
certainly.
to
The assassins?
Yes.
And the bounty on him? Definitely. In fact, yes, the taking of the Storm Chaser and the subsequent winning of the race to become prince most assuredly was the reason for the assassin being sent. Otherwise, Coulton was just a vagabond. He just ran away from home with some property, and if they ignored him well enough, well, he wasn't causing too much of a problem. But becoming a prince, now that's embarrassing.
Do you blame yourself for that incident?
Blame has a particular sort of tone about it. I think that it is only reasonable that I have a level of responsibility in that situation. If you're asking whether I am berating myself or crashing against these sorts of rocks of regret and self-loathing, not necessarily, not anymore.
You'd do it again.
Part of it. Willow looks to you all and sort of smiles. You tell me.
You said it.
Willow shrugs. The look that Willow gave you all, by the way, is like... I don't know how you guys would interpret it, but it's kind of like... Especially a look at Varys. I think Varys specifically has... Oh, you tell me. Does Varys know what to make of that?
My gut instinct is that, like, Willow is doing it again right now.
Yeah.
Is the implication.
Willow, who went to... Like, Varys doesn't know this, but, like, for the audience, like, Willow ran off to the port authority and was like, get ready to hear about Varys Greenleaf. Willow was like, Varys, I'm going to give you all of the keys to be able to impress Rhaegar to get back into a position that you deserve to be in. That kind of, like, thing.
Yeah.
I just wonder if Varys might be able to pick it, you know?
Is the implication that Willow believes Coulton deserves to have these things?
Willow at least...
the position?
Okay, I don't want to use deserved, because deserve isn't really a Willowish word. It's more of a capability thing.
Yeah.
But you know that Willow doesn't put people in fortuitous situations unless they believe in
they
him.
should. Yeah.
Don't know if Luca knows this because Luca still is struggling around the whole friend word, but the others might. I don't know how much to give away in meta.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the kind of look that Willow's giving you all of like, have I changed? Don't think so. Look at you all.
Okay. Back to the original question. Colton and Emma trusted you enough to do the hit on the now known Storm Chaser. How long had you been part of the crew since the Kraken Slayer incident before that happened?
Memory of the dates is foggy, but what? 2 years? Just over? Maybe 3.
In that time, did you do anything specific that made you climb the ranks, that made you earn the trust, or was it just time and proximity?
Yes. Friendship, I think.
That's time and
Was the
proximity.
big damning scheme. Well, if you put it like that, yeah.
I'm laying a wide blanket for you to
Nestle myself into. Yes, the closeness that stems from mutual care.
And there's the answer. You were their friend. When they trusted a great deal.
Varys is doing another insight check.
I will as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, I could roll a persuasion, and I could always roll 0.
This is true.
I might as well.
Wow!
I'm gonna do it as well. Well,
Fulfilling prophecy.
Cold
Well?
shot! Holy shit!
stop! Willow's already dead.
Why does this keep happening to
Well,
me?
me and Varys both rolled a 6, and we still win because Willow rolled a 0 persuasion check.
What do we see, Willard?
Ooh. Friends is not enough.
Willow, the look you see on Willow is understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Family? Anything on that?
I think Willow's not very responsive to this line of questioning.
How'd you feel about them now?
Willow rubs their head. They have a headache.
Well, we're going to Orthos to fix the Kraken Slayer. Felt a great deal of emotion when Emma boarded.
How much is clear without even reading her thoughts?
And nods.
She was coming after you like you'd broken her brother's heart.
And his eyes flick down to the paper and then away.
Do we notice that?
I don't know.
I think Willow, while massaging their head, like their whole hand is over their whole forehead. How do you put these things into words?
That's on ends, actually.
Yeah, I think that's high enough that you notice.
I don't know how to put these things into words. Words don't really do it justice. It's not.
I understand it's hard. We're not trying to rush you.
No, it's been months.
We want to understand what we're walking into as well. I wouldn't push this unless it was important.
Never
Can I
mind
ask-
what we're walking into. I want to know what's going on with you, Willow.
That is part of the importance. You're part of what we're walking into this with. You're pivotal. How you're feeling, how this is going to end, how you're going to approach Orthos. It all depends on you. I'll back you the entire way, but I need to know where we're going.
Willow gave a little smile of like Varys's very earnest way of talking, mixing with N's earnest but street way of talking. Like there's a little moment of like, haha, communication errors. My beloved.
That's why I don't talk at all.
Yeah.
Somehow this solves the problem. Dives into the sea.
Yeah.
You can think about it.
No.
I do have another question.
I think Willow nods, ask you a question.
Was your, and gestures to Willow's glasses, injury before or after the Wind Whispers? Or during?
After.
Can I ask how soon?
Again, my memory is foggy, in part because of the injury, but within the few months before the morning after the absence.
And clicks their tongue, and there's like an obvious look of like, man, that sucks. You know, like just.
Yeah, just across the table, wince of sympathy.
Yeah. Those
Yeah, I
few
think Willow
months were
looks up.
absolute hell for you, kind of acknowledgement.
A big,
looks up with a
that's
kind of-
rough buddy energy.
Willow looks up at you all with a bit of like an apologetic smile. It wasn't a good time, no.
No. Okay, well, thank you for telling me.
So good. Trust, it's.
It's not because you're trying to hide it, it's because it's hard.
Let me put it like this. When I left Siri, when I left the Fabricators Guild, it must have been a year, at least, of traveling alone across the continent. I was looking for answers and storm chasing, as it were. It's difficult to get these sort of things moving on your own, but I didn't really have a choice in the matter. My family couldn't get involved in this. I suppose even if they had the capacity to get involved in it, I wouldn't involve them. That's sort of the point of why I went to the Fabricators Guild to begin with. I furthered my studies and then left at the earliest to continue to study, and I found my way across the continent to, well, Bruno Saltbeard, actually.
And Lip kind of pouts in a thoughtful, like, huh, Bruno came before the Wind Whispers. Would that be a detail that Willow would have mentioned in their retelling of joining the Kraken Slayer? Like, the detail of, well, I'm gonna have to tell my boss? Or is that, like, only a meta detail for audience?
I don't know. I think they might have mentioned it, but it might have been very flippant or, like, unclear.
Yeah, so, and might be fully clicking about it now, the timeline. Bruno, Wind Whispers, Bruno again.
Bruno, of course, assisted with my understanding of boat building and honestly was my sort of ugh, how embarrassing. My first like socializing experience after a long time of being on my own. Well, I suppose if you count sabotage as socializing, but I don't think it does. I certainly socialized, Willow puts air quotes, with a number of guards.
Yeah, I'm
Say
not
Were
sure.
they conscious
This
for the
one.
socializing?
Not sure that counts.
What I'm trying to say is, it had been a while since I'd gone home, and home ceased to be an option for me, and I mean home Dallybrook. And when that ceased to be an option, I think my only next available, rather, that's what the Kraken Slayer became.
Your new home.
Possibly the only place in my entire life that I've felt safe.
I'm sorry you lost it. And them.
Well, technically, I threw it away.
You had
It's not like I lost it. I
cause.
know where to find it.
Don't get caught up in semantics. Look how you've been acting. It's the moment I met you.
Well,
You've been grieving. Who cares how you lost it if it was a choice? If your hand was forced? You're grieving. You lost your home. Now I understand how much this means.
yeah, I suppose I've been racking my mind for the reason behind it. There's a number. That being one of them, I assume the other is, what is the point of the supposed reconciliation that boils down to words? Look at how words treat me. Or how I treat words. Make poets cry. But that can't be it alone, because I'm too angry for reconciliation as an apology. It's not just that either. It pisses me off. How'd they lose it? I don't know.
Plenty of reasons to go fix it then. Show them that Fender, Willow Jenkins, whatever you want to go by, hasn't lost as much edge as they think.
Well, it kind of smirks. Yes, you're right. I suppose pride has something to do with it as well.
And, like, waves their hand in the air, like, why shouldn't it?
Willow kind of looks back at Varys. Can't tell if I answered your question.
Most of the way.
What takes it the extra mile then? Centimeter, whichever.
I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Can I ask about... And kind of looks at Willow before they proceed. Like, are you done? Are you spent?
No, Willow's listening. They are low energy, but they are receptive and communicating.
Your
Trying.
apprentice. I've seen how Emma approaches you. Do you think your apprentice... Dorabelle, was it?
Mm.
Do you think she's gonna be... How close was she to you?
Well, she respected me as a mentor.
And gives
So-
you a bit of a squint like, okay, but any... Did she not respect you in other ways, though?
kind of smiles at that and is like, Willow deliberately said that because, yeah, the rest of the answer is a bit like, Willow kind of drums their hand on their face. I think I annoyed her. I didn't always let her in on all the answers that I had. And I could, well, you've met me. I'm not always the most liberal with information, and that didn't change back then. You know, artificers, we have an obligation to make sure that we wield our power responsibly. It's rather damning to think what we're capable of if we lose sight of that sense of, you know, vigilance for one's own actions and the ethical ramifications of the things that we make and do. Dorabelle is a hothead and never particularly liked my philosophizing about, you know, responsible use of power and whatnot. So how she feels about me, I don't know. I presume she doesn't like that I left her with the burden of keeping the Storm Chaser afloat. But she seems to be doing okay now. She's involved in a super secret plan.
Apparently.
I assume she doesn't like me. And I assume she never understood why. Honestly, towards the end, I didn't like her either.
Noted.
William sort of makes a flat-mouthed face, like they have never said that out loud before, and they kind of like startle themselves into an upright position.
I'm kind of getting the impression you didn't choose her.
No, I did. She sought me out, and I liked her spirit. She reminded me of, well, she comes from Orthos. Orthos is not necessarily the most, you know, technologically developed place. Well, of course, she would go on about the whole geothermal thing that she was always so passionate about, but she sought me out when the Storm Chaser was brought home. It's, I wouldn't have taken her on board if I didn't like her or think that she had potential. The problem, I suppose, is towards the end that potential went a bit sour. But she hasn't, well, that I know of, built, I don't know, humongous alchemy cannons into the base of the Storm Chaser, so I suppose, don't know whether that's for lack of ability or lack of resources. That's, I suppose, the problem. Willow's kind of gone off on a separate thought. She's built a nice vehicle. It's a very nice vehicle, huh? Be useful for Sean and, well, anyway, really.
I certainly wouldn't object to having one of my own. And like leans towards Willow a bit, looking nudge.
We'll see what I can do. We are going to Orthos. If she built it there, then maybe I can find some scraps and build you one for ourselves. We can load it onto the ship and take it aboard.
Oh.
Willow's clearly rambling somewhere else now.
Yeah. And intentionally taking a detour just to kind of relieve the pressure of this conversation. Yes, a little.
The moral of the story, she's fine. Well, Willow's not entirely sure why they tried to smooth that over because they don't have the answer for that.
Yeah, and looking at you like, not sure I agree on that one.
I suppose the real moral of the story is hopefully she won't be an issue because she is busy revolutionizing the, elemental vehicle thingamabobs.
Yeah, if we're in luck, maybe she'll be in Regalport when we're in Orthos.
Fingers crossed. And maybe you could ask your...
I was about to say, does she go into Blackrock at all, do you think?
Oh, certainly. Hopefully not now. I figure she is back in Regalport.
Yes, well, I was about to try and start something, but then we had a guest, so I had to put down my work.
Oh, yes, Buttermilk, or whatever that Galenda name was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's handy.
Hopefully. We'll see if he bites.
You better.
And holds up crossed fingers. Kind of glances towards Luca. He's been pretty quiet.
Just sipping his drink, thinking.
Willow looks to Luca now. No questions?
She was shorter than I expected.
Yeah, make sure you say that to her face next time.
She had those thick boots on. She was still shorter than you.
She's small.
Make an insight check on Willow. Just to see if they're like open to answering more questions.
They are. If you're checking on their mood, they are. It's kind of same. It's gonna be pretty much the same all the way through. Wistful, a little bit like startled with how much they're saying, but it's very like pragmatically. There's no reason to hide it at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason things are being hidden at this stage is because Willow can't find the words for them.
What were you chasing when you left the guild?
And Willow kind of laughs at themselves and sits back. Oh, just a simple thought.
I'm good at simple.
I wanted to end the war. Question, how does everyone respond?
I don't know, you might have to roll for that.
Yeah.
I'm not looking, I'm looking at the ceiling.
If for the camera, I think you see, and like eyes flicker to Luca, and then kind of do a bit of a scan of the table, and then back to Willow. They're kind of sat back with arms folded right now.
I think while sitting back and looking at the ceiling, Willow says, "That's actually what took me to the guild to begin with. If the dream sounds rather juvenile, then that's likely why."
You were a kid at the time, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. But I'd say that goal followed me well into adulthood.
In the end, you did stop a war.
Ooh, so close.
Small victories.
Is Willow giggling or is this Mim?
Yes, Willow's giggling.
I think Varys is still in thought.
What's Varys thinking?
I don't know.
Well, I'll fucking check on him then. Tell me what Yeah. At 16, what are you thinking, old man?
I'm glad that started to rub off on everyone.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What are you thinking, old man?
I'm
relentless.
He's trying to kind of piece together the blanks in Willow's statements. Because, like, yes, friends. Yes, home. Yes, Willow is angry about having their hand forced into, like, a shitty situation. But there is an undercurrent that, like, Varys is trying to, like, suss out.
I think Willow will continue talking if you don't mind. While Varys thinks. Willow will say,
Let me know
"Don't
what the
ask me to
undercurrent
tell
is."
you."
Oh, sorry.
I think he's checking my undercurrent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Willow's going to say, "Don't ask me for the specifics of the procedure. I had lots of plans, many of which I don't entirely recall the details of, but certainly finding a crew did help in a particular way. Easier modes of travel. Easier to find resources, make resources, have an apprentice, a team. All of that type of stuff. Not that I let my team in on the specific knowledge of that. Well, Coulton knew.
Was he on board?
He knew in a way of me, mentioning it. Not necessarily an invitation to more to the point, he was on board because I placed him on board. Whether he, I suppose, knew it or not.
How much did he know about you? Did he even know your name was Willow?
Willow nods. Yeah, he, the whole thing. Willow Khorvaire from Dallybrook. Yeah.
Partner in crime, then.
Willow nods.
Inside check again.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can roll another 0.
Probably. I mean, one can hope.
19. So
I roll like shit.
Still better than me, but that's okay. I know why.
Who's saying what now? Sorry.
we're
And
inside
said-
checking you.
And said partner in crime, and then phased out of existence. But Varys and Luca.
Again, I think you guys are gonna get that punch of understatement.
Did we
I will
see
say
N
that
phase
the-
out of existence?
And
don't
just
know.
dissolves into nothing.
Like that gif? The guy pees out.
Yeah.
Can I roll a
I would-
perception to see if I see end phase, and then inside to see if I can figure out why, and then we can figure out what
Yeah.
everyone sees.
I'll welcome it if the DM allows it.
Yeah,
See, yeah, perception.
I would even let that
That's a
18
22.
inside- Yeah,
So can I
okay.
have the inside of 19 on N?
Yes.
I'm gonna do a deception just for flavor.
You're a
Can I roll?
dickhead.
Can I roll to see if I get higher?
Another insight.
No, you took the 19. You took the
No,
19.
I was considering it.
You got high enough perception. I don't know if Luca honestly has the pieces, but you see
Yeah.
and in this conversation tapping out,
Yeah.
going somewhere else in the brief moments when they're not completely locked in, because you've seen them have
Yeah.
moments of complete lock-in intensity on this conversation, and it immediately when they don't have that latch to hang on to, they are phasing out.
Okay.
I'm so sorry that I can't look at
It's okay.
Willow's had most of this conversation
Okay.
head down.
I'm writing notes
Sorry.
for everyone.
Thank you for
I'm keeping an eye on everyone's emotional state.
Yeah.
So Willow, where partners in crime doesn't even begin to cover it.
Yeah.
I believe I'm gonna say that the nat 0 I rolled before means that you get to see every time like that face comes back up. I'm gonna call it the
Mhm.
understatement expression, where Willow knows
Mhm.
that they are understating it or that it's being understated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my ongoing nat 1 gift to you all.
Yeah.
Just think of a big red stamp appearing across the screen that goes understatement.
Hmm.
Like Tony Hawk Pro Skater grades. I just had such a visceral memory. So anyway, go on.
I think in this moment of insight, Varys will clock around the table and says, I think it's time for some good old-fashioned crew bonding.
Like,
Willow looks
Man.
up at him like, what?
Pours another round.
Oh, no, you're getting... Wait. Willow pauses. You as well?
Of course.
Oh, Willow clinks glasses with him so hard that it almost sloshes out the other side.
Yeah. So,
I bet Willow's drinks.
yeah.
And he's drinking
Varys
too.
pour, yeah. So, yeah. Everybody has now had 2 drinks. Please give me constitution checks, not saving throws.
do I really need to? I'm an
Yes.
alcohol
Oh
man.
man, Verse.
Oh, that's
Varys!
7.
Oh my lord.
He rubbed off on me.
Hi.
11?
Please. I beg. Yes!
For once, Willow is not getting hit as hard as fast. So, Varys and Luca are, let's say, tipsy, but not yet drunk. Anne and Willow, you can keep going for at least another round.
We brought
Actually,
out the strong stuff, apparently.
yes, Varys has poured the hard
Does the
stuff.
fact that Luca's been sipping affect that at all? He's not really been drinking with the same intensity as everyone else.
Well, are you going to drink with the same intensity as everybody else? Because Varys has basically been like, we are doing shots now for bonding.
Okay.
Varys literally out here like peer pressures you into doing shots for the purpose of the crew bonding. He's such a pirate.
Yeah. Not what I'm
What?
used to, but I suppose when you're in Lazar, do as the Lazarians do.
Yeah.
Lazari, as Ryder tried to coin.
Luca has somehow downed 4 shots when the rest of us have only had 2. Like,
Yeah,
got the
probably.
spirit up a bit too hard.
Of vodka?
Yeah. You guys have had shot glasses. He's had like 2 jugs of vodka without, like, that's his shot glass.
Luca has a mug.
Yeah.
So I think at the earliest, because this is like, Willow's been waiting to get Varys drunk since the Good Fortune arc, which was like 3 months ago or something, minimum.
Yeah.
So as soon as Willow does the first sip and they are handling it okay, they lean across the table. How are you feeling, Mr. Greenleaf?
Glad to be out at sea, even if it's rough sometimes.
Boring. I thought we're bonding.
Well, you asked me how I'm feeling right now. It's not really
I mean the Varys way. You know, the how are you feeling? Whatever your accent is.
Oh, heavens. Oh.
How did you feel when you saw the dragon eye in the convocation?
What's it like to meet a commanding officer you thought you'd never see again?
Whoa.
Well,
It really looks to end, like, add to it. Add put something on this fire.
I'll just let Varys. He already seems to be blindsided, and I'll let him take it.
Roy leans into N. You're too nice to him. And goes back to Varys.
Gotta have balance. When he mutinies, I'm gonna be his first mate.
I'm just going to do a little roll behind the board.
With this energy of, like, my excitement to make this not be about me has sobered me up. Tell me about your secrets. Tell me about your secrets.
Yeah, okay.
I'm nosy, I'm nosy.
I think Varys, like, sort of stumblingly begins to talk about, like, how, whatever the opposite of devastating is, it was to see the Dragon Eye again, to see Ryger again, to have Ryger remember him, and, like, welcome him back as a friend was restorative in a way. Like, the curse had left him a husk of a man, had reduced him to, like, barely a shell, barely a lining of scum of his former self, and
Cool.
having Ryger talk to him and like give him respect and dignity and welcome him back basically with open arms was so empowering and so healing that Varys can hardly remember what it was like to have been stuck under that lighthouse on his good days. Like, so much of the anguish, so much of the guilt had been, like, absolved from him from those interactions, and he is so grateful to Ryger for not only welcoming him back, but also letting him sail out with you guys again. By all means, like, Varys feels like he owes a debt for disappearing suddenly, for basically like completely compromising a plan that he had volunteered to like do that was his responsibility. A lot of his he failed on a lot of his responsibilities, not only to like Ryger but also to his crew, to everything and everyone. And he's been given a second chance to redeem himself, and not only redeem himself, but like to choose what that means for himself. It is not a debt that is being held over his head. It is a mountain he is willing to climb and conquer.
Can I try to mentally, like, decipher what Ryger's vibe was when we had that conversation alone?
Sure. Let's make an insight check with disadvantage.
9. Never mind then.
You're not sure. You don't think you have a very good read on besides what his surface impression was projecting.
Okay.
If anybody would like to give me an insight check on Varys right now.
Yeah, let me do that.
You have a disadvantage on all your rolls.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Well, 23. So.
I would not give you disadvantage. This is tipsy. You're not poisoned yet. So.
Yeah.
23. Willow, do you want to give an insight check on Varys since you've been jonesing for his fucking secrets?
Yeah, you're correct. However, if I roll low, I know. Wait, hold on. Oh, I rolled a 16.
That's pretty good.
Does he have to roll something too? Also, I think Willow at some point during this conversation leans into En like, this is a bit salt on the wound, isn't it? And then leans away.
Yeah. And he's probably been watching Willow a bit during this conversation.
Yeah, Willow's been pulling little faces like, I don't know why I invoked this.
Yeah.
They'll listen.
Yeah.
And so they look paying attention.
Okay.
What
I've
do
been waiting
we
for this.
see with our non-elf eyes?
You suck!
I still get it!
You get it? I don't.
I get it. I rolled 23.
Varys is being very sincere about all of this. And he does mean everything he says. Luca, there's a hint of something beyond that, of like...
Oh?
Varys is holding back just a little bit for himself. Which is that seeing Ryger again awakened feelings that he thought he had put to rest, basically.
Okay.
It just hiss like a cat.
I wasn't sure that was a human noise, honestly.
Something else overcame me. Raw vindication, I think.
I think Luca's going to smile a bit to himself and then say, I guess you would understand better than anyone how Willow feels.
Willow looks at Luca like, what?
I think
Doesn't say
Varys
it.
looks at Luca and does like feels caught off guard, and then looks at Willow.
I look back at Varys like, what the fuck is that meant to mean? I didn't get the insight, so I'm just like, I think if you were listening at all during the prior conversation, quite different.
Is it?
Yeah. Willow gives like a perplexed look at Varys, and then at En, like, did I miss something?
En's drinking. And it has not insight checked Varys at all, so... And just kind of gives you a bit of a shrug.
Is Luca sips?
So Varys, what was your favorite part about being first mate of Ryger?
Oh, can't it be somebody else's turn?
No, this was your idea.
Fine, I'll answer this one more question and then it's somebody else's turn.
I don't think you'll get very far with me, so.
Really tries not to
That's
laugh.
what you think. Favorite part of being Ryger's first mate? I think it was getting to eat dinners with him. He's a really funny bastard.
And smirks.
The jokes he'd tell, the shenanigans we'd get up to. Well, we weren't. Rising stars of the principalities. Yes, there's the glory and all that, but it was the small moments in between that made the adventures worthwhile. You know?
And nods.
Was it the same when you got back? You had dinner with him after our meeting, right?
Felt like I spent more of that dinner talking than he did, but
Makes sense.
it was familiar enough.
They're squinting at him. Like, I think you can see their whole face is like squashed in a squint at him.
Do you want to make another insight check?
Yes. Honestly, Willow's, I do insights, but then I also piece things together on my end.
Luca will raise his glass slightly to Willow, like asking permission
To drink.
to toast.
Willow nods.
To the love of captains.
Willow laughs like that, like raspberry laugh. And drinks without cheersing you.
I think Varys just like groans and says, actually, he just groans, sighs, and then also chugs.
Looks like Luca's left hanging.
No, he didn't actually expect you to clink, but that was his way of connecting what he was saying between the two of you.
Oh. Well, then it's funny that we both didn't cheers with you. We know you're a knight captain, yeah?
He didn't mean himself. He meant pirate captains.
No, but we know you, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Willow's going to say, just to flatter yourself, I suppose, weren't you, Captain?
Who knows? I certainly don't.
Isn't that something we know?
It is.
So,
And
yeah.
I had tags for the captain. I had medals.
So, probably.
Unless I was wearing someone else's clothes. Which, believe you me, has given me pause every night. So,
We have confirmed in meta that those are your dog tags, by the way, Sarah.
Yes.
yeah, I know.
Willow's going to say, well, I mean, if what Aggie says is correct, then
Not just what Aggie said, but I was in your head a few months ago, Luca, and someone called you Luca, so I think you're pokes your chest, Luca.
That certainly helped, yes.
thank you, Anne, for cutting in, because Willow was going to be like, if your arm got blasted off and you lost your memories, I kind of doubt they would have changed your clothes. Like, it's just that kind of like, realistically speaking, I don't think that's probably going to happen, but like...
It was more of like he could have been disguised as someone else before that, you know?
I guess, but it's one of those things where it's like, well, we'll go for the first option before going into the maybe it was espionage. Willow knows you're not very good at stealth.
You know that I am not very good at stealth now.
Yeah.
No, but you always seem like you've been a chunky boy. Anyway, this is like all meta kind of thoughts. Thanks, Anne, for cutting you.
I doubt anyone will ask anything worthwhile, so looks at N.
I'm just going to do that to spite you.
Let him talk.
How'd you feel about that fail fellow?
Fail fellow. Willow looks at Anne and claps Anne on the thigh, like the jostles you by the leg. Fail fellow.
Oh, Luca's like
He's trying his
raising his
best.
eyebrow. Like, what do you mean?
You seemed very smitten with him when you were told to go pretend to be a couple.
Ooh.
I have nothing. It was nice to pretend I had something for a little while.
Whoa. Okay.
Insight check.
Yeah, so.
Roll your 30 persuasion, you asshole.
Yeah, that's a 25, so.
Why am I always correct? I need to stop fucking talking.
Anne's gonna look at Luca and say, "So is that bad for you, huh?"
Thale? No, I like Thale.
Only because he was something you could hold on to for a few minutes?
No. I like Thale for the same reasons I like N.
Oh, then you're double incorrect. There's nothing I like.
Luca raises an eyebrow. Like,
Really?
really? Is that what you think?
And gives you a flat look.
I'll let you believe that then. Anything else?
So, how about those people you met in prison?
Which ones?
The ones you haven't told us about. All of them that mattered to you so much. I'd like to know about them.
Well, there was the doctor who kept me alive. The cook who took pity on me and gave me extra food. The commanding officer helped me learn how to use my arm again. And the nice lady who helped me learn how to write.
They have names?
We can
What was the
reported
doc-
speech this.
Yeah. I can't remember the doctor's name. Zeke, I
What?
can't remember the doctor's name.
Was it not Emil?
Yes.
Oh.
Dr. Emil, Geraldine, Luna. Barry.
They were all at the prison? Who'd you
Luca
leave with?
nods. Them, a few others. Geraldine left to go be with his family. Well,
Where
to
at?
see if they were still alive. Carnath.
Were they all from Carnath?
No.
No.
Do you remember where else they were scattering to?
It's written down somewhere.
A couple of them, parted ways from you in Zalargo because they were heading towards Dargoon.
Mm.
Does Luca say that?
Yeah.
On that case, on the future plans, we got Carnath, we got Bryland. That's where you came from. We're probably stopping by Zalargo, since a certain someone wants to visit the library there, and we're probably stopping by Dargoon for a multitude of reasons.
I'm not intending to seek these people out.
Why not?
They have lives to live.
So do you. Doesn't mean.
Sorry, Willow blows a raspberry.
What does that have to do with anything, Luca?
Hold on. Is this the same Luca that compromised my plans so that I could reunite with my former crew?
Everyone else is reuniting with their former crew, their family. They don't need someone from prison reminding them of the worst years of their life.
Who says that's what you're going to
please.
remind them of, Luca? You're putting a lot
Luca
of weight
gives
on
you
your
like a
shoulders.
deadpan look, like, I was there. I was in prison. I know what it was like.
Why are you putting that on your shoulders? Maybe you were a
I'm
good
not.
part of that memory. Maybe you were a part that they'd want to get to know, that they'd want to expand that friendship with. You don't know.
Neither do you. I think I have a better read on the situation than you did, considering...
You're making these decisions again, Luca. About people and about yourself and about your position. I'm just saying, don't write yourself off as a bad memory. Every single time.
I just want to leave them with the good.
Maybe you were a part of the good.
Okay. Willow's got that like tension of like, this is getting out of hand, and like they'll say, if you don't want to, that's fine. You know, that's. I mean, I shouldn't be the one to say this. I'm probably the last person anyone here looks for guidance on reunion. Varys might have actually a decent approach. You seem to be thriving. But sorry, I suspect that Luca would have the most insight. Disregard me. Willow's gonna drink. I think Willow might need to roll something now because they think they've taken a few stress sips.
Luca looks at Anne, takes a little sip. Think of it like
I'm okay.
You're still good.
Having a nanny. A person who does that role does it to many children, but you can't stay with that child forever.
Might still send a letter. Say thanks. Send them a fruit basket. I don't know. Let them know how
They
much
have
it
things
meant.
of mine. I'm sure they understand in some way.
Like what?
Well, I took the deck of cards from Geraldine, and he was very bitter about that. But, you know, in a nice way. And then I gave him a new set.
That it?
No.
The other stuff private?
Luca shrugs. That's just an example.
Gonna insight check Luca. Getting a bit tense.
I'll insight him.
What are you
too.
looking for? What are you looking for?
Just seeing
Also
how you
no.
are, I guess.
16.
Whatever. I'm also gonna insight check in. Sorry,
yeah,
you
I'll insight
say
check
first.
N.
7.
Oh, it's an 11.
26.
What the hell? Why do we even bother? I think at the end of that, Willow gives a kind of sideways glance at Varys, like, is this going south, or am I just...
En's gonna keep talking.
I understand I have issues with understanding relationships, but trust me on this at least.
I'll trust you. If you'll think about it.
I'll
The
think about
opportunity arises, if they're in the same town, think about it.
Luca nods.
I just don't want you cutting people off that you don't need to.
Who knows? Maybe they'll cut me off when I find out who I am. Luca shrugs.
There you go again.
Okay. Bing bong, there we go.
The same thing, Luca. Come on. Stop putting that weight on yourself. We've all lost enough people. You don't need to decide that before it happens.
I'm not
looks at the-
deciding. I'm just not going to pretend it doesn't exist as a possibility.
Don't pretend it's already the possibility, because that's how you act. And I think we've all lost enough people. We don't have to put more weight on our shoulders about it. You can accept the possibility, but I need you to stop acting like it's an inevitability. Then I will trust you completely.
Luca gives En like a long look and just nods and sips his drink.
Here. And what's your guilty pleasure?
And sits back and...
Don't say collecting knives.
That would be too obvious. It's less that I
Also,
don't have...
they don't feel guilty about that, obviously.
Gotta be honest. And like looks around the table with like a wry grin, like, yeah, I gotta be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I've partaken in a few romance novels in my time and enjoyed it.
Ooh.
Oh, and you're not like Thale. Is that right?
Please, I don't act them out.
No, you just keep them buried deep inside you somewhere safe.
I believe that's Thale. Is the safe place.
Is that not how it
From a
works?
safe place.
He's like a manifestation of your love for love.
And
Luca makes a face and
Rolls-Royce.
laughs.
He likes
Luca kind
art.
of nods at Luca like that makes sense.
He likes art. That tends
And
to
doesn't?
manifest as a sort of love.
So
It's-
Thale loves love?
He loves art.
Who doesn't?
Thale arts love. Thale love art. Love.
Art loves Thale.
Art loves Thale. Thale art.
question.
No, wait.
If Kai exists to protect you and keep you safe, shouldn't that include the things that are positive in life?
Why would he have to
That's
keep
what I
me
said to him.
safe from the things that are positive in life? That's for me to handle.
Experience.
Yeah. Drinks.
It's literally not his job to experience joy. That's mine. If I was in a position to experience joy, I'd be N.
But you are N.
And
And
Kai
he's
is
also
N.
N.
As in, I would be in N's form.
But if you're all the same person, doesn't that mean depriving yourself of positivity at one point is detrimental?
If we're all the same person, then one of us having joy is everyone having joy. By that logic.
I suppose Kai might represent the idea of, yes, like when a certain circumstance calls for you to be less
Delayed
you can't relate to this
gratification.
at all, Varys. But yes, the idea of like following your duty rather than your sense of Willow gestures vaguely at Varys. You know, your heart's desire and whatnot. It makes sense. Varys has become my shorthand for Willow being like, you know, all that soft-hearted shit.
Excuse me?
You know the thing. It makes sense. You know, not all of us can be guided by what we want all the time.
Hear, hear.
You should at least know what you want, even if you can't chase it immediately.
That's
Willow
what it
clinks
is
with
for.
Luca.
I have another question.
Alright?
We know Varys's crew. We know Willow's crew. Are we going to meet a
Ah.
crew of yours in Sean?
The whistle ones. The key. No, wait, sorry. What's Audrey's name? The whistlers.
Whistlers.
I think N's gonna do a wisdom save now.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Do we see this? Like, do we know that something has clicked over for
Dice are
N?
rolling in the back of N's head. I think N would
Yeah.
have to roll like a.
I think that's just under the DC because N's been pummeled all
shit.
day. I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
you
sorry.
see N go pale and their face just drop.
Uh-oh. Willow pulls back like I've just hit you by accident. Oh,
You don't need to tell us.
I mean, unless you'd like to.
I need to do another con save, I think.
Yep.
Okay, I think...
That's also below
Yeah.
the DC at this point.
Yeah, I think N stands up, they put down their glass, they stand up, they go outside. They're gonna vomit.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I just wanted them to be drunk, not this far.
That's okay. This wasn't the alcohol. This was something else. Willow looks urgently at Luca. I'm gonna rush out after N. Actually, I think I have the lesser restoration spell still. If not, N needs it.
Okay.
And if N needs someone to hold back their hair, I think Willow's like gingerly holding back their hair.
Yeah, N's like trying to pull themselves back together by the time.
Like, wow, that came suddenly.
Yeah, just the rocking of the ship just got to me. I'm not used to this.
Can you roll something in response to my insight check?
Yeah.
Do it with disadvantage, please.
Yes. That's a double 5.
Meets it beats it, so Willow does get insight.
Yeah. N is like they're obviously being like, yeah, just the seasickness. I think it kind of hits Willow all at once. N's like weird aggression through this conversation hasn't really been entirely about the people around them. And now they are here clinging to the railing of the deck post losing their drink, arm shaking. They have been holding this so tightly, these feelings so tightly under everything else for the sake of this entire day, and it just kind of hit them in the face. I'm good.
I think Willow kind of like they.
You know what? Varys is also going to roll an insight because you bring N in.
No, I think while I still have N outside of it, Willow's going to sort of have their hand on N's other shoulder, like they're going to like. It's kind of like a half hug. And they kind of sort of bend down next to N. They say, "I think I said something a while back about not doing things at your expense for my sake."
I want to do it. It's not at my expense.
Willow's just. They will respect that, but they're also going to like. They're going to get N a rag from their pocket just so that they can wipe their face. That they will give N a look. Look, okay. Willow's had a lot of like observations about N that they've been holding down. I think while here talking about it helps.
After the day you've had?
Yeah, maybe specifically after the day I've had.
So you're not the only fuck up on this ship?
Well, not my words.
And grinning when they say that.
And no, my misery doesn't like company very much. Because we're a crew?
Pinches their brow. Really didn't want to make a show.
You're kind of dramatic by nature.
Duh. Okay, so maybe me and Thale have a few threads of connection.
Would lesser restoration help N here?
Lesser restoration would essentially sober N up. This is not necessarily
an alcohol-induced puke.
Yeah.
Yeah. N was feeling
That's,
pukey when they were listening to Emma. I'll say that. And Meta.
Yeah.
Okay,
this
is
specifically a stress puke.
The alcohol helped it along, but it is not the cause.
It's not because of alcohol poisoning or anything like that. N has been queasy for a while and whoop.
And has been doing their damnedest to hold this together. It's been coming out sideways as a weird aggression, and then it came out. And then it came out
from the top.
And then it came out.
I think Willow kind of like Willow's quite close, and they're like sort of hand on your back. They're going to say, "Okay, so are you going back in, or are you going over there?" Gesturing overboard.
Well, my preference would be over there, but I feel like... and says pointing overboard. But...
Yeah.
I feel like I need to explain myself. Because if you're going back to Orthos, and I'm coming with you, then something's gotta give.
Kind of does an apologetic half smile. They don't really know what to make of that.
And weakly punches you in the arm. Not your fault.
Oh, I'm not saying it is.
I think Varys's failed insight check is just him being concerned and like getting water and ship's biscuits and being like, "Come settle your stomach, you poor thing."
And is going to hobble back in, and they're gonna look at Luca first. Hey, Luca. Sorry.
For what?
I've been in a bit of a mood this evening, and I feel like it's come out on you quite a bit, and that's not what I wanted. And I'm sorry.
Luca smiles. I didn't notice. He did, but...
It's like I wasn't subtle. I know myself.
We did the deep breath of, oh, I did. Oh, pause. Yeah, I get what's happening.
he's giving Ed some grace.
Yeah.
Well...
It happens. I mean, I've had approximately, 3, 4 moments since we've been out at sea. It's about time that you had one, I think.
Maybe.
Own it. Own your stressful moment. Willow sits down.
And hobbles back into their seat.
Fish dog's gonna fly over. I think it's like N sick, and then like comes in, like nuzzles into N's lap.
Yeah. And keeps it there, puts their hands on it, remembering this is soothing, this is helpful.
Can I like gently cast protection from poison on Ed?
Just in case I grab the bottle and chug it.
Yeah, like they're already going through a lot. I would hate for them to get worse.
And honestly, might pour themselves another drink.
Yeah, so like,
I mean, they just got rid of the old ones.
Yeah, you can do it, Luca.
Yeah.
I won't say no.
I think Luca like cuts himself a little bit with his index finger, kind of like a prick from a blood test machine, and just draws a little shape on N's like hand.
And like gives it a confused look. And looks at
and then he puts his palm over it, and it kind of tingles and then disappears.
You don't feel queasy anymore.
Yeah, and looks at Luca. So you actually marrying Thale now, or what was that?
It was a blood oath. You no longer have any will against me.
And gives you such a squint.
Well, it gives you a look like, is that a yes?
Just making sure you don't get alcohol poisoning.
Go for round 2 over the side of the Ephemeral Chaos.
Mm-hmm. Pats their hand and gives it back to them.
Ben's gonna take another shot. Okay, so, question. Are we gonna meet an old crew of mine? Back in Sharn. Yes and no. Maybe, yeah, no. Yes, and I don't know. And reaches between the pages of their book and pulls out a note that they keep folded but held tightly in their hand.
Do I happen to recognize this note?
This is the note that N tucked away that other time.
Before N starts speaking, I think Luca gives them a little hand gesture. Just to make sure they're okay. And that they know he's there for them.
Yeah, and gives Luca a bit of like a guilty acknowledgement. Like they're still feeling bad about getting so intense with him earlier. And they feel kind of bad accepting.
That clears up that he doesn't mind.
Yeah, they feel kind of bad accepting his support after behaving that way, but they're not denying it.
That's what friends do, isn't it? Support each other through hard times.
This is all eye contact.
Yeah.
One group is going to be relevant to Orthos, and frankly, I don't know what their relevance to me is going to be when we get back to Sharn. But they are not really a crew. They're more of a problem. The crew, and looks down at the note, and despite all the turmoil on their face, there's a hint of a smirk. Yeah, I had a crew. All the way up until the moment I left. And I only learned a few weeks ago that at least one of them is still alive. Through years of thinking, it was entirely possible that the problem, or the Snapdragons, burnt down the establishment or otherwise used those people to try and get to me. I ran and I never looked back. And for years I didn't even let myself think about them, because if a Snapdragon read my thoughts, then maybe they'd get something that they didn't get the first time. And I knew the moment. I knew the moment I ever heard news that something had happened to the Keen Whistle Casino, I would go back to Sharn without a single thought for my own safety. Because at the Keen Whistle Casino, at least the way I left it, there's Saren, the ex-Goldfang. There's Umida, the gentle giant. And then there's Neve Keenwhistle, my sibling.